Welcome back to the Raspy Rundown, everyone. Third week in a row of consistency.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can keep this up. This is a lot of pressure, I have to say.
You have
A
to keep it
lot of
up.
pressure.
Keep committed now.
Yeah, it's not easy. And I will admit, you'll be seeing me drinking my coffee on this podcast a little bit because this is my lunch along with an egg that I just had because I have to go to a surprise party in a couple hours. And I had to get my roots done today. So I ran home, grabbed two eggs, have my coffee that my hubby brought me from Starbucks. I told him this will fill me up, and I'm ready to go. So, the first thing I'm going to say is I know you're waiting to hear, Alexandra, what happened with the closets and how's it going today?
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say was it's not going. What ended up happening was we straightened out everything that we talked about last week with the item that wasn't being delivered to later, but that wasn't the issue. When I was talking to you, I was getting texts. Turns out, to make a long story short, because of the stupid blizzard of 2026, which I survived. Um, it put everything back with the moving company that the trucks can't drop any of the stuff off. So now all my closet stuff is still sitting everywhere in my house until another week. Next week they'll do the drop off, then they'll do the installation, and then we'll be good. Then we'll be all good to go. And we will be putting everything in next Sunday, God willing, with your friend Caitlin. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I will tell you that I am so over this closet.
Yeah.
I feel like it was meant to be to have this out longer, for God to be saying to me, Debbie, no more clothes, no more shoes. Even if you get something that looks cute, you don't need it. Think about the racks in the living room, all the shoes piled up in Evan's room, hundreds of shoes, boxes of sweaters, all the stuff upstairs. The in your bedroom, old bedroom, that closet's emptied. Everything's on that
God
bed.
has spoken. Listen, he's
Yeah.
speaking to you through the clothes, through the shoes, through the bags.
I mean, I do remember growing up and my mother saying, I hate shopping and you have too many clothes. And I think I rebelled. And I think that's why I think
Yeah.
that's an
Yeah.
adult. That's why I think I've come to the realization. I think that's why I have a shopping addiction, or at least a jean addiction and a shoe addiction.
Yes.
So my mother hated shopping. And I think I
Yes.
went the other extreme.
If you're a therapist and you're listening, chime in, like DM us. Is this a thing?
Yeah, I think I need help. So that being said, let's pray for a miracle that the snow melts. Okay. I think we're going to have snow till May at this point. It's
Ugh.
beautiful today. The sun's out. It's 50 degrees today. I'm not kidding.
Nice. After
50
this, I'm gonna
degrees.
go to the pool because it's
Okay.
84.
Okay. You don't have to rub that in. Our good day is anywhere from 30 to 50.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
30 to 50 is a good day in Connecticut. I will
Yeah,
say that.
that's true.
Okay. Because below one, below two, whatever. I mean, your sister went to the grocery store today. She lives in Brooklyn. She's like, oh my God, I'm warm. I'm so warm. All I'm wearing is a sweatshirt. I didn't even need that. It's funny because I think about that. And that's something I wanted to talk about today with you. When you think about people that live in California and that live in Miami, right? You know, you guys all, I mean, California has more change of seasons, but Miami really doesn't. So a cold day in Miami is like 40 degrees and they really feel it. You guys will have some cold temperature, but you guys never have cold. But you have a nice change of seasons. You don't have snow, but you have like like I remember 2 years ago being in California and it was cold. Remember we had winter coats on.
There's some rain. Like we have a rain week, I feel like every February where it's kind of rainy, but then that's the
Right.
extent of it. And I enjoy a rain week. I do enjoy the film noir of it all and just like cozy. But then I want it to end after a week and then it comes back to the sunshine. And it's like the constant sunshine is perfect for me.
Well, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. So basically, when you're in California or you're in Florida, you guys all kind of feel like every day is the same, right? It's like Groundhog Day. It's always the same thing every
In a
day
good way, though. I love it. I
in a
wouldn't
good way.
want it another way.
But for us, we appreciate life probably so much more in the sense weather-wise because we've been starved all winter. This has probably been the worst winter since I can remember, since you guys were little. I was talking to Tal the other day. I don't remember a snowstorm like this till you guys were since you guys were little, okay? And last year we didn't have any snowstorms. This is just, it's classic,
Yeah.
right? So now you've got snow. I got to tell everyone out there, unlike West Hartford, I think we got about 2.5 feet of snow because I have friends in West Hartford. We got 2.5 feet of snow. Do you understand what that's like when you have two little dogs and you need to have your dog walkers go to the back and go through the back, which giving everyone secret, but kind of walk around the side, walk back there, not always be in the front, do their business, just to have that side yard. We don't have that now. It's like a mountain. It's a mountain. And also, what's happening now is, yes, we're all so happy. We're all so appreciative. I went to the hair salon today. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, I love the winter, but now it's enough. I'm over it. I'm so over it. So a lot of people I talk to do love winter.
I don't
Well,
love winter, and no one I know
you don't.
loves winter. I don't
No, but I know
understand.
a lot of people that do
Everybody
love it.
enjoys it over. Well, I don't know anyone who enjoys being cold.
I know a lot of people that love it.
Those are people who don't like being warm, and they don't
I
enjoy the
know. I've
heat in
heard a
the
lot of
summer, and
people
that's
tell
just
me
the
this week,
opposite of me.
I love winter, but I'm over it. Okay. Now, this is what I want to say. We appreciate so much more the warm weather because of the fact we've had such a shitty, winter. What I wanted to say was that part of the problem is, yes, it's beautiful, it's warm, you're getting secure with it. All of a sudden, out of the blue, probably like in April, when we think the coast is clear, we'll get a massive snowstorm or we'll get something. And then our heart will go, ah. So by February or March, we're all done, right? The other problem with this amount of snow is now all that has to be like the rains where you are in California. You realize all that snow has to melt. Where
Yeah.
is it going to go? My driveway is like a mud field on the side waiting to expand. So I see all the snow on top of the mud. It's the reason why there's mud is because all my grass now has been torn up by the wonderful snowplow people that I have. Because I need to hire people to do my
Well, there was
driveway.
a snowplow fight, of course. We have to talk about that. There
Oh
was
my God.
snowplow mama drama.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, your snowplow
Which
man
article?
was axed.
Oh, okay. We're talking about that one. Okay. Got it. Because I thought you were going to talk about the snowball fight in Manhattan where they arrested some guy for hurting a police officer, which I thought was a joke.
With a
We'll go back
snowball?
to that. We'll go back to that in a second. Apparently, my neighbor didn't like, and I hopefully she doesn't listen to the podcast, but she does. It's fine. I'm not mad. But she didn't like our guy. I don't know what he did. All I care is about getting my driveway done several times so that I can walk out there with the dogs and be able to. And also, by the way, my son, the way the sun hits my driveway, we're always the last to melt. So that's the worst part about it. You always see like everything melting, melting, and then you're like 2 months down the road and you have that teeny piece of snow that's just sitting there, and you're like, I just want to rip it out and just get rid of it. It's just sitting on the
I
side.
hate
It's
that.
not hindering me. It's not hurting me. The dogs can pee on it. We can even do a snowball fight. I just don't like the reminder. Okay, I'm done. And I always get jealous because my neighbor's is always melted before mine because of how the sun hits it. But anyway, getting back to the snowplow issue, she didn't like the guy. I don't know what happened. Dad lets me know that they let him go. And the reason why they let him go, Dad and I had no choice is because we do a shared driveway. So we can't say, all right, well, we're going to keep our guy because then we have to pay full price for the shared driveway. We're splitting the shared driveway 3 ways.
But then if you don't
So,
have the authority to keep him, does she have the authority to get him fired?
well, you know your father. He could care less. He's so passive. He's like, I understand her point of
What did he
view.
do? What did the snowplow guy do?
She was mad about something with the garage not getting done, that area. I don't know.
So
And she said he was rude.
did she take him off your route or did she fire him altogether?
He told Dad she fired him altogether and hired someone
Jeez,
else.
maybe this isn't the first complaint then.
And our guy, Dad likes, but Dad said he's not mad at all. Completely fine with our neighbor doing that. But of course, I was worried that, like, are we going to get the same service?
Yeah.
Is he actually going to come today? And they did. They did a great job for the blizzard. Couldn't believe they fired him during the blizzard. And
Yeah, this is his money making moment. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So a lot of drama in the winter.
Well, what
A
was
lot
the
of drama.
snowball fight that you saw?
Well, I saw in Manhattan, Washington Square Park, there was a huge snowball fight, and they arrested somebody for attacking an officer.
With the
And I
snowball or like physically?
got arrested, like 20 some odd years old. I'm like, they got to be kidding. Maybe it was an accident. They
Yeah.
literally did an investigation. I mean, this is ridiculous. And they arrested him
Everyone's
for
going stir crazy from the snow. I mean, they did an
we're
investigation.
crazy. We're crazy. But how funny is that they, everyone's having fun watching Square Park, and then some guy ran, maybe it was an accident. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the worst part, Alexander, is the snow melting. That's what I started to tell you. It's going to be like rain slides, mud slides, like you have in California. I can relate now because all that snow has to melt and go somewhere. It's
Right.
all going to go into my driveway and it's gross. All the dirt and the mud, it's ugly.
Yeah.
I just want to go to sleep and hibernate like the bears and wake up when it's spring.
Yeah.
But I can't do that.
You look really pretty right now, by the way, and I like your nails. I didn't see the color you chose.
Oh, I got
I
blue.
love. It's really pretty.
Like it?
Yeah, I love
And
it.
I think it'll be good for the next month or so, March. Like it's funny, I try to color coordinate my nails and I also like based on like the season,
Me
what I'm
too.
doing.
Yes.
I do the same thing with the light, the amber lighting in my car.
Yes.
I love that part about my car.
Yeah.
I can change the lighting of the inside. So what I love about it is like February is red. Now I put in green. I didn't do blue, but I don't want green nails, but I did green for like March, like St. Patrick's Day. And my nails, I think I'm going to keep this all for March.
Yeah, I
And my
love.
toes are like a blue, a deeper blue, and they're like a glittery. So I
Ooh.
love it. The only reason I didn't do the thing you told me to do is the red light. I get nervous about that red light.
Yeah. And
If I had
it
done the
matches
polish,
your two things. It matches your eyeliner, but also my nail artist, my manicurist told me that they use LED nail things now, not
I know,
UV. So
I know, we do
that's
too,
better.
but I don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't
I think
yeah.
it's still, you told me,
No, yeah, totally. Yes.
you told me the LED, you could still have a problem.
Yeah, you could because it's all light. But
So,
then she says OPI doesn't have any chemicals at all that can cause cancer. I
right,
don't know, but
right. So I don't know, Elzana, I don't know. But
it's better
anyway,
safe than sorry.
better
But
safe
yeah.
than sorry. So I'm really excited that the sun's out. It's in the 50s. I'm really excited that we're coming into spring. That's what I will say. Do you think we should ask our listeners? Do you think that we have a better appreciation of weather versus you Californians and Miami people, because you used to live in Miami, because we appreciate it so much because we've had such a horrible winter that we have a better appreciation of the weather?
Yes, partially yes,
That's
but
what I'm
then at the
saying.
same time, I came from Connecticut and I seriously every single day I'm like, I'm so lucky it's this weather. So I don't know if that's just because I used to experience a winter, but I feel like I never take it for granted. I feel like every day I'm so excited. I go outside, I walk, I go to the pool, and then a lot of times, even in winter, it's not pool weather. It's still only like 60, 70s. So then when we get an 80-degree day in February, I'm thrilled. But yeah, I'm sure people who have to actually suffer a real winter when they
Like
get
us.
summer, it means so much more. Like you, yeah.
Exactly. That, and I mean, I'm not just making this up. I'm telling you, about 5 people said I love winter that I've talked to throughout Connecticut, but said I'm so over it. I'm
But
done
what do
with it.
they love about it? I mean, it's fun
They
for
love the first
Christmas.
snowfall. They love the snow, the beauty of it. I
Yeah.
personally don't like the cold. I don't like it. I only like it when it's like I like a 1 or 2 event and then be done and
Right.
just
And the
rain
beginning
and
of
be done.
December. Right.
I mean,
Around
the only
Christmas, preferably.
right. The only thing I will say is because I live in a beautiful part of Connecticut, there's a lot of trees, and when the trees are bare, it's ugly. So it's nice to have the snow because if you don't have trees and you just have green grass, to have some snow, you feel like it's winter. Otherwise, what's the point of having
Right.
just only empty trees?
Right.
That's the way I look about it. I mean, I grew up in Connecticut. I still feel like I love Connecticut. I love being near New York. I love all that, but I love California. Like if I had a
Yeah.
choice between California and Miami, I'm California girl,
You are.
100%. Yeah. And I really do think when dad retires, I'm going to be doing trips and renting out Airbnbs and maybe who knows, maybe eventually buying something. I don't know. But I do appreciate it so much more here when it's bad weather
Yeah.
here, like when the weather changes.
Yes,
You
of
know,
course.
we
That
can
makes
really do that.
sense.
And then the other thing I wanted to tell you, what was the other thing I wanted to tell you about? Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you is that do you know how many parking spots are wasted because of the snow piles? I couldn't even get a spot today for my hair appointment. And I was like, there's no way. I'm not a good parker. This is where my terrible parking comes in. I'm not a good parallel parker. And I'm sure as hell not going to park sideways. All these cars were parking sideways. So then what? The guys are coming out, they're going to hit the car. So to me, that's one of the peeves I don't like. Once the roads are clear, you need to get the snow out of these lines,
Right.
out of these parking spots. Because even going to the grocery store, you can't find spots.
Yeah, there needs to be more
Like,
focus on snow control, it sounds like to me. There's
really? Yes, we
not
need
enough
to
city
focus.
council meetings and like the big
Right,
brains are not getting together to
right,
talk about the important stuff because
right.
yeah, how are you supposed to do grocery stores, hair salons? Like it's actually a hazard. It's quite a
It
hazard.
really is a hazard, to tell you the truth, not joking. When you're turning a corner, these snowbanks are so
Bam,
wide.
bang.
And because of where we live in Connecticut, Richfield's very windy. It's
Yeah.
not like you're in Minnesota with I have a good friend in Minnesota. It's not like that where the roads are really wide and thick and you can easily access them. These are like very narrow, like streets that you're trying to bypass when you're going yielding or you're taking a
Yeah.
left or right. Very dangerous. So that was my other pet peeve with the snow. But I'm hoping, and this is the funny part, I will say one more thing. I'm looking at the weather very closely, like as if it's like my life depends on it because I need this truck to get here this week.
Yeah.
If the truck can get here this week, we're all good. And it's looking like it's going to snow, honestly, and I'm not joking, on the day the truck's supposed to come.
Well,
So they
they have
cannot
to
do
get
this
your
to
order
us.
here. They can't postpone it again.
They can't postpone. I mean, I'm hoping it was just because of blizzard, but I will tell you, some trucks get very fearful of our driveway. Like my garbage trucks, they don't come down when it's really, really bad. They make us bring everything up. And there's no way that my closet people are going to be able to do that for me. They're not going to be able to meet me in the cul-de-sac and then bring everything down. It's just
No.
too much stuff. So just pray for me. Pray, 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 everyone out there, that Tuesday I get a delivery. If I get a delivery, we're all good for installation because I was realizing one thing. If I had done the delivery in advance, this would never have happened. I could have had this delivery months ago, but I said, let me give it so it's very
Until
close
you're
to when
ready.
installation occurs.
Right.
Once I didn't do the delivery on time, the installation couldn't occur because I didn't have the stuff. So if I had done it months ago and just had it dropped at my house in my garage and left the car on the driveway, one of the cars, I wouldn't have had a problem today. And
Right.
as we speak, I would be having installation happening.
Yeah.
So that's my big spiel for the closets. Should we talk about my other big news?
Yes.
My other big news is I promised you, da 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 da, my second pair of reading glasses, Praline.
I
You want me?
I
How
love
do you like
them.
them?
I love them. I think they go so well with your coloring and your eyes. I think they're gorgeous.
How
Both
do they
have
compare? You never saw them. I didn't show you them,
yeah,
did
you
I?
still never, yeah, that's so funny. You never actually showed me them.
I
I think
wanted to
they
make
look
it a
great.
surprise on air.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
love
think?
them.
Very different than the
Yes.
other.
Yes.
The other different ones, the other ones were green on the bottom and had like not tortoise, but multicolor.
Yes.
These, I was all set to just buy the one. And these, she said, how about trying these? And I'm like, wow, I like these. And you know what? They match my hair. They're beautiful. And I said, you know what? I don't even know if I need a smaller size. And because they look good, right?
I love them. I think they look
She
amazing.
said they don't come in a smaller size. These were actually bigger than the other ones.
Well, that's perfect because they look so good.
But do you like them seriously? On air,
I
you
love
can
them.
different look, right?
They're so cute. I love them. I love the big frames. I think it's a really fun look. I think it's nice you have options now. I think they're so adorable.
Aren't they? They're cool, right?
Yes.
Because I think I want to say, like I said last week, I think these were reading glasses. Some of them, she has their reading glasses and they convert. They convert into
Sunglasses.
the reading glasses or the sunglasses convert into reading glasses, I should say.
See, that's
So yeah,
nice.
so I wanted to do this surprise on air so you could see that.
I love
Oh,
them. They look
I know.
so good. This was such a good purchase. The both of them are so different. They're so cute. You can do them with different, so many different styles and outfits. I love.
And they match my coloring, right? Like
Yes,
you,
these ones match your coloring very well.
yeah. So I like them. Very fun. All right, so why don't we get to the news on hand? Where do you want to start? Because we have a lot of news to catch up on
We have a
this week.
lot of hot topics. I think we should just start out the gate with some Hollywood stuff. Like,
Okay.
honestly, there's been a lot of child stars in the news lately. We have Amanda Bynes on Ozempic losing weight, Lizzie McGuire, aka, Hilary Duff, making a huge comeback in music, Christina Applegate with her memoir, Britney Spears spiraling. So let's just get into it.
Okay, so much. And then at the end of what we're talking about, I want to hear about your week because it's not all about me. It's also about you.
Yeah, stay tuned for the end for a little red carpet rundown. Yep.
Yes, because we wouldn't have a podcast if we didn't have the both of us. We're two halves that make up the complete. My life, not so exciting. Your life, glamorous and exciting. But I love hearing about your life.
Yes, and you have lots of stuff going on, and you come out and visit, and you're part of it as well.
And where
So,
am I going in 2 weeks?
Mexico?
Mexico. I'm going to Mexico. I've never been to Tulum. I went to Cabo with my girlfriend. Although I am a little scared, I won't lie. Of course, the Mexico thing had to happen last week. I'm watching and I'm like calling your sister, going, "Oh, great, Puerto Vara." And then our trainer Leo told me not to go. He's like, "Why would you go? Why would you go to a country that's fighting?" And Dad's like, "I remember telling Leo, and Leo's not listening, so I can say this, not to go to Egypt." And he bypassed Dad and he went to Egypt. So I was like looking up, I was texting your brother because your brother's going, I don't know if you know this, he's going to Mexico City for spring break and Cancun next week. And so I was worried, but all good. It's like, it was just like a one thing, one and done thing. And I wasn't worried about the location of where I was going. I was more worried about the fact that could it spring up the cartels where we are? Like,
Mhm.
could someone get mad or whatever? But everyone's saying it's safe. So good things in the works. When I go to Mexico, I'll have a lot to talk to you about. I've never been to this part, and it's something Olivia wanted to do for her 25th. So I guess that's exciting, you could
Yeah,
say.
that's super fun. I mean, I didn't get invited, but it sounds like it'd be a fun trip.
All right, well, we won't go there. You didn't get invited because I did a mother-daughter with you for your birthday. We have to spread
Well,
the
it was a
love.
mother, daughter, father, and Olivia was invited. She chose not to
Right,
come, but
right.
it's been nice to extend an invite to anyone else in the family for a Mexican Tulum birthday.
But see, we know Olivia's not listening. We can say all
Yeah,
this
I mean,
stuff.
I already told her what the heck, but I guess
But honestly, she had all these options and she's like, I just want to go with my mom and do a mom trip. I don't even want dad coming. Dad didn't want to come. Dad could care less. Dad's happy staying with Moo and Schnoo. You know Moo and Schnoo are, right? His nickname
obviously your dogs.
are dogs. He calls them Moo and Schnoo. Anyway,
Perfect.
so let's go back to the hot topics. We're digressing.
Okay, but yes,
Let's
but
talk
so
about
Britney
let's talk about
Spears.
your oh, you want to talk about that first
Let's
about
start with Britney. I mean,
okay. We'll
it's
end with the shows. We'll end with the
yeah,
shows.
it's pretty sad that we're seeing her on Instagram, swirling, dancing, all the people who really wanted the Free Britney movement, there's a balance. Like, yeah, maybe she shouldn't have been under that father's tight conservatorship, but she
Right.
was definitely medicated heavily throughout that, had mental illness, and we're seeing the results of someone right now who I think is broken and isn't getting mental help. I mean, it's ridiculous. She's spinning like half naked, boobs out on Instagram, eyes look crazed. People are saying she's on meth. I mean, we're not just being cruel. We're not, looking too hard and criticizing. It's like very scary. I don't follow her on Instagram because I don't want to see someone like that. It's very jarring.
Well, what's funny is I remember I reached out to you this week and I said, oh my God, it popped up in my reel or something. Like I don't
Yeah.
follow her. And what came to my mind, what I saw is besides someone drugged out, someone that looked like in her eyes, almost childlike. And it's like a deep psychology to this, me being the social worker and reading people. I feel that whatever drugs she was on, something changed in her brain dynamic,
Yeah.
and she really looks childlike, something with no inhibitions, something you would see a child do. The way she's dancing, it's sexual, but it's also very innocent.
Hmm.
Like she's like doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know she has an adult woman body and that this is not something okay.
Right.
Like, what are you doing with your life? And when I saw it, it resonated to me that, like, where's everybody around her? Where's her ex-husband? Her adult sons? What about the people that are on her side? I know she separated from her family, right? She got out of that whole um thing with
Conservatorship, and then I think she has a lot of
conservatorship.
resentment towards her mom and her sister, Jamie Lynn
Right.
Spears.
Right.
And it's crazy because her sons, they don't know her as the incredible pop star that we all knew her as and we all have memories from. They only know her as this, as like a mom who couldn't be a mother to them and, has mental illness. And so it's so crazy to think about how her sons view her. They're out in LA. They look like very normal kids. They were raised in Hawaii. So obviously K-Fed did something right? Him and
Right.
his wife to raise
Right.
them this, and they seem like good kids. So clearly it worked, whatever they did. And it's just so sad. And when I heard that Britney sold her discography, her rights to her music for 40 million, that to me is scary. She'll never perform again, I think. I don't think she ever wants anything
Yeah.
to do with music in that way. And I think she might blow through that 40 million. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of scary.
Well, and the other thing I don't understand is we're watching on these reels just a small snippet of her being sexual and dancing. Like that's not okay. And what is she doing with the rest of her life?
Oh, that's it. I think
God,
she's dancing. She goes on a lot of vacations to Mexico, to
with who? With
Hawaii.
money? Like how is she functioning? Is she walking through like airports naked? Like I'd be worried that like she'd get raped or something. Like I don't understand. Like where's her money coming from? Who's managing it? How is her ex-husband not trying to get her help? Are we not hearing that? It's so
No,
important.
it's past that. They wanted to free her. There was a free Britney movement. And so those fans worked really hard and they got her out of the conservatorship. And I think that's where it ends. I think they thought, oh, we're going to get our pop star back. But it's sadly not that simple because I do think she was heavily medicated and had a lot going on and never got treatment for it. So this is the result. Her ex wants nothing to do with her. I think there's lots of anger there. They've gone at each other in the press. He did his memoir about her. So I just don't think there was any connection there. But
And
I do think she has friends and she does have a manager named Cade. And so I don't know, he's her manager and he goes to her with her to Mexico and these places. So I don't know if I don't
you think
know if she's just,
maybe he's
doing
crooked.
this for a reaction, but I don't think so. I think it's like this is her life every day.
But do you understand like how embarrassing like it must be to her
For the
son?
Suns, yeah.
And like no one's well, we don't know.
We
We don't
don't
see
know.
that part, but I don't understand why that's not being investigated more. Like the whole Wendy Williams thing. Did she get out of the conservatorship or she never was conserved?
No, she got out of it. She got out of
Okay.
it.
And
Wait,
she's okay.
Wendy, yes,
Wendy
Wendy got
Williams.
out of it. They said she didn't have what they said she had. Brittany, she got out of it too, but she's a grown woman. If she wants to spend her days spinning in her living room, she can. What can anyone do?
But what is it? Her mind seems so fried. She might, I don't know what type of psychedelics, but when you look at her, she like, why is it always about dancing naked? Like, I don't understand. Where is that? Why isn't she having really other odd, like, why isn't she dancing dressed and just
Mhm.
doing weird things?
I
What
mean, her captions don't make sense. It's all of it. It's the captions don't make sense. The videos are alarming. She doesn't look, it's not something she's not playing to the fans. There's no other content. This is it. This is it every day.
How could she be? I don't understand the whole drug stuff. How could she just keep going like that on that high and never crash and never,
We don't know if she crashes because she's not going to post it on Instagram.
and nobody's there to help her. Nobody, like,
She
nobody
has
can.
the manager, and I'm sure she has like her ex-boyfriend she reunited with, but what they just want the
What
money,
manager,
right?
though? What would the manager want to do with her? Like,
Yeah,
other than control her? It's weird.
it's weird. I don't know.
And the ex-husband, remember the husband, that gorgeous guy?
Sam, he's in a relationship now. Her
Yeah, why doesn't
ex-husband,
he do something?
he
Like,
doesn't want, I mean, he said she was a great person. He wasn't with her for money, but I don't think he could help her. That's probably why he left. He left and he has a new girlfriend now. And I think that's what it was. I don't think he could get through to her. I think maybe he even thought when the conservatorship lifted, there'd be a difference. But it's just now she's resentful and she is free. And so this is how she chooses to do it. I don't know if she's trying to spite people. It's really sad. I just don't like when people are like commenting, yes, you're incredible. We love you. You can still love her and admire what she was because she was incredible, such an
right.
amazing pop star, an icon, beautiful. But you could still look now and say, like, this is not the woman I knew. And it's sad. It's actually really heartbreaking. So for people to keep putting her on a pedestal as if she's the same old Britney, it's like,
Yeah. But
hello.
what was her downfall? When did she crash? I remember when she was institutionalized and she shaved her head.
Yeah,
Like,
that
what?
was it. The early 2000s, that's what happened. She had a breakdown, probably had severe postpartum depression, was
Yeah.
misdiagnosed, I would think. And then
Yeah.
her father got his hands on her money. And I'm sure part of it was, oh yeah, you do need help. Here are some drugs, but putting her on lithium and these high drugs, that does fry your brain and
Yeah.
that does create issues. And people think she's on hard drugs now. So it's just sad. I don't follow her on Instagram. Love her music. 2000s Britney will always be an icon, but obviously
Yeah.
I wish she could maybe, I don't know, get some help. So,
Well, it's just I'm waiting for us to get a story that she overdosed
oh,
or
why?
she jumped off because she just seems so out of it. She
I
seems
hope that doesn't happen.
like what we're seeing on the internet seems like that's what her personality is. Do you feel when a lot of people project things on the internet and that's not truly who they are, but
Mhm.
I'm feeling like what I'm watching is what she is on the when she's not doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is her.
Can
That's
you
what
see her
I'm
sitting down and having a normal conversation
No,
around?
this is definitely her. She's definitely in, I don't know, this sort of manic state of dancing. And I'm sure that's her energy at all times. And I'm sure she's very upset. What happened to her was wrong. The conservatorship, the relationship with her sons probably breaks her heart. It's sad. And then, of course, yeah, we have Amanda Bynes, who also I feel we can go into that.
Right.
Wild, another 2000s icon. So funny, such an incredible talent.
That was what show? Because you guys
What I
watched all.
Like About You, She's the Man, all the big movies.
How come
So
I never
many.
watched these shows with you guys?
Well, it was you were a mom, and these are like children's shows. Like she was on the
Okay.
Amanda Show. Obviously, she had
Okay.
her own show,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
the man. I remember. Amanda,
And the
Amanda,
Man, a Man, a
Amanda.
Man, Amanda show.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all of those, I mean, she was an incredible comedian. Like her timing is impeccable. And of course, she too suffered from mental illness and ended up with a diagnosis and having to go and get institutionalized. And then she was in a conservatorship. Her parents conservatorshipped her. And now, I mean, she's out of it, but she's on her own. I actually saw her on a hike in Studio City like a few years ago when I first moved
I
here.
remember. I
And
remember.
she started a podcast that didn't work. She said she wanted to be a manicurist. She got in a relationship with a guy I think she met even in rehab or who had gotten out of rehab. Now, she has a face tattoo, but she's on Ozempic and she's lost a ton of weight, like 30 pounds lighter, and she looks different. She does look a little bit different.
Even though she's like, I don't want to say crazy, but a little bit unwell in the head, she even wants to get skinny. How funny is that?
That's crazy. I know when I heard she was on Ozempic, I was like,
She's
well,
aware. She's
everyone's on
self-aware.
Ozempic. Everyone from anyone, like former child star on Ozempic.
It's
It's sad
crazy.
though. I mean, I look at her too, and it's like I would love for her. It's just crazy how severe mental illness is. It's really sad. It can change you in an instant. It's rampant
Right,
a lot
right.
of
Okay,
times.
we have an intruder. I have to Penelope, we're calling her Swiper. What are you doing? What are you Dad? I think Dad let her go loose. I'm gonna show the viewers.
Let's
My,
see.
look,
Oh, hi, Penny Pooh.
for the viewers, this is my little
Swiper
gorgeous.
no swiping. Hi.
Okay, I'll
Look
be
how
right
cute
back.
she is.
Oh, that was our little guest.
So cute.
So
But yeah,
cute.
Amanda Bynes, I loved her so, so much. I love her. I mean, I want the best for all these child stars, but you found out something really interesting. You were reading
Yes,
about a
yes,
therapist for child stars specifically.
yes, yes. So I was reading that there's a whole array of like a certain specialty in Hollywood where they actually help childhood actors or just actors in general. It's a therapist that's trained to help people that have been in an actor as, as their entire life and that they need therapy because what they find is that a lot of people have lost childhoods. They skip the childhood section, which means they don't learn about conflict. They don't learn about going through adolescence. They go right into the work world. And what they find is later in life, those childhood actresses or actors have a very hard time adjusting to the real world, and depression and anxiety and all kinds of mental illness can pop up because of the lack of having those experiences. Now, one could argue if you're not having those negative experiences in high school and middle school, wouldn't that be better, to go through having not had that and then just go into being a child actor? But for many different reasons, these therapists find that because they skip that part of their childhood, they do end up having a delayed reaction to normal life functioning and going through disappointments and just adjusting and even maybe saying, well, I didn't have a childhood. I'm depressed because I missed out on my prom, or I'm depressed because I didn't have a boyfriend. I wasn't allowed to really experiment and date and just have a normal high school experience because I was a childhood actress working or an actor working. There's a lot of reasons. But then, you have people like, for example, Lizzie McGuire, Hilary Duff, who, even though now she's kind of estranged with her sister and her father, is on and off relationship, she said she had a very grounded relationship. Her mother was very involved in her childhood. And for her, she said she never strayed. She never had a stray. She never went the wrong way or had a problem, with adaptation to the real world. Now, I did read up on, did she start, she was a childhood actress. Did she ever get a college degree?
No,
I
she
don't
was
think
a
so.
childhood actress, but actually, she said there was a period where she kept auditioning for Disney and didn't book anything, and actually decided to just go home and go to school with her friends. And then she got the call for Lizzie McGuire audition, and she's like, "No, I don't want it. Like, I want to be with my friends." And then her mom was like, "Do you know you should do this?" And so she's like, "Okay." And she came out and auditioned, and that's when she got it. But she actually had a little period there where she wanted to just be a normal kid. She stopped acting and went back to school. So I mean, she
Okay.
kind of had the best of both worlds too. But
Right.
she's the rare, I feel like Miley Cyrus had a moment. Even though it wasn't wild, she wanted to be a little bit more of an adult, went through the bangers era.
Right.
Lindsay Lohan was
Right.
talking in a weird accent. So
Yes.
I feel like Hilary Duff is one of the only child stars. I mean, Kirk Cameron, Candace Cameron Bure, they've
They're
never had
great.
problems. Yeah, they've never
Right.
had problems.
Right.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, maybe. and it's a balance. I was gonna say maybe more 80s stars didn't have problems, but no, I feel like even Macaulay Culkin went through something. Brenda Song's husband at one point, nothing big, but I think he kind of was like out of the mix. So yeah, it's crazy. I think most of everyone who was a child star went through something at one point or Danielle Fishel never had anything.
No, she's great. You interviewed her at Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
You just had me think of something that brought up a really good topic for us to talk about. Yes, we're talking about childhood stars, but what about how many times do you read? Like I just read the other day, the guy from, oh my God, he was arrested. He was in jail now. One of the shows, I think it was, oh my goodness, was it the show with Fix It, the home improvement? I think he's in jail
Oh
now,
yes, yes, yes. Home
right?
Improvement with yeah, Tim
Yes.
Tim
Yes.
Allen.
Right. So I think one of the childhood stars was fine, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of times, but now he's going to jail for, isn't he going to jail for something? I think it's from
Him
that
and his
show.
ex keep having domestic violence issues. She tried to run him over. He violated an
Right.
order. He's been in
So,
trouble for drugs.
but yet you don't hear that. So like there might be examples of people that they kind of miss that childhood problematic error, but then you see it, it manifests, I should say, in adulthood
Well, that's
more
mainly a
so.
lot of people. I mean, I feel like for the most part, when they were child actors, they didn't have problems. They were children.
Right.
And then when they got older, like Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears, it was always a little bit older. It was all like 20s on. Or like, I
Okay.
think it's rare that it was any teenagers. I think most of these actors were child stars. Actually, there's been a lot too who then in the teenage years they feel lost, they find drugs because maybe after the height of child fame, there's what is there? There's not their career could have a lull. And then they
Right.
look around and
Right.
maybe they're like, I never had a normal childhood. My career isn't where I want it to be. And they feel the shame. And then a lot of child
Right.
actors support families or they're like the star. And then it all goes
Right.
away. I mean, that has to be a really hard thing to reckon with because most people have dreams and then they have a childhood and then they chase their dreams and they achieve them as adults where they can think more clearly or whatever. They've had realism under their belts. But when you get that as a child, it's a delusional world to begin with.
Right.
How do you navigate that?
Right, right. But I'm also thinking, like sometimes, like okay, so Amanda Bynes, all of them. How old was she when she ended up
I feel like maybe
a little bit?
20,
No, but
21.
I feel like there's some people that we hear about. I'm saying even much older, like in their 40s and 50s, and you don't know anything's wrong
Randomly have a
with them.
problem. I've never heard that, I don't
And then it
think.
just, like I didn't even know, like that poor Keith Carradine, he just killed himself.
Robert Carradine, yes.
There's Robert
Hilary Duff's
Carradine.
father on Lizzie McGuire, yeah.
Right. Another part of Lizzie McGuire. Very sad. I didn't know he had bipolar,
I didn't
but
either.
he survived all these years. And now, why now?
Yeah.
At 71, is he like, okay, I'm done? Is he done because he didn't have it? He just is older and he's like, I'm still depressed and I was able to get to this point. I'm still feeling like crap. And now I'm going to kill myself. Or, did he get help all these years? And it just was like a relapse.
Hmm.
I didn't read
And it
about,
was like a split moment, like which,
yeah,
you don't know.
I just feel like if you make it in Hollywood and you make it with mental health positivity, even if you have mental health issues and you overcome it,
I mean,
that's
Selena
what matters.
Gomez, Demi Lovato, Justin Bieber. Oh my God. Like Disney Channel. I
Yes.
think it's hard. It's hard. And you have to, and they've all come to the other side. But imagine that type of fame and that heightened pressure. And
Right.
it's hard. And then everyone on the internet judging you. Oh my
And
gosh.
what about the one from Murder She Wrote? Murders in the Building.
No, that's Selena Gomez. Yeah.
Selena Gomez. Yes, Selena Gomez. She has problems, right? Didn't she have bipolar
She has
or
bipolar and then she had,
she has lupus?
lupus and there was a lot, yes, a lot of problems. And
Right.
she's married and she's happy. I mean, yeah, I just feel like it's just maybe like a rite of passage for some people to like go through. And then a lot of people have family problems too, which you don't see when they're child stars, but behind the scenes, it's not great, and that can inflame it as they get older too.
Right. It's not always because I mean it couldn't be a normal problem like we all have. Like there's mental illness in the regular world, right? Not
Right.
just Hollywood. But I was thinking when I was reading this article about the therapists that are specifically targeting that, I feel like they're saying that because they didn't have a real childhood, then they went on and had these other issues happen
Yeah.
because they couldn't handle it. It's like the grass is always green on the other side. They want to be a childhood actress or an actor, and they love it, but at the same time they're fighting their demons. Now, are they fighting their demons because that's what they have genetically in them, or is it more a product of their environment because they missed out on what they could have had and then, gone on? Because some childhood actors and actresses will say their parents made them go to college or they wanted college at the same time. I'm sure you can name some actors that went to college at the same time they wanted to go and get their degree and then go back to Hollywood. Like
Yeah.
they stopped and they went on, right? I mean, Brooke Shields' daughters are not in the spotlight, they're in college, but I remember that there were ones that were actually actors and they were actively acting
Right.
and stopped
And getting a
to go get
degree.
the degree. And
Yes.
I think that's healthy.
Mhm.
I think it's healthy.
It's
But
healthy to have a balance for sure. I mean, and then we have, Christina Applegate, who I don't feel like she ever had problems like in Hollywood. I think she was steadily working since Married with Children, and even before that, she used to
I
win
think
for
yeah, I think she's somebody that just had problems, just has problems in general now, physical problems. She wrote a book, a
health
memoir that's
wise.
coming out that we want to, obviously the multiple sclerosis is horrible. She had breast cancer, now she has multiple sclerosis. But her thing she wrote in her book, she said the other day in a clip from Good Morning America, she said that she was molested at 5 years old, which I
Really?
don't
I
know,
did
as a
not
baby,
know
I
that.
think it was a babysitter that did it to her or something. And so very upset. And I think she had a tumultuous relationship with her mother. I think her mother was an alcoholic. Did you know
Yeah.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I think
So,
she
but
said that
yet,
as well.
I don't think any of that really
But she grew up
impacted.
so grounded and it didn't
She did.
impact her
No,
acting, it didn't impact her
no,
personal life. And then I remember when she got breast cancer and that
right.
was so shocking and she beat it. And then of course she came out with her MS diagnosis, which is just so heartbreaking. She said she's confined to bed a lot of the days and
And
it's
she
so
could be
hard.
someone that would, kill herself or do something wrong, like just give up acting or whatever. And she's still fighting. She still wants to make a difference and be a voice to people, And also, Jamie Siegler has MS, and she was trying to encourage Christina Applegate to, stay strong. But she said it sucks. She goes,
Yeah.
it sucks.
And they have a
And that's
podcast
somebody,
together. And Selma Blair. I mean, it's
oh,
crazy to
yes,
think there's a lot of people with this disease. It's so scary. And Christina, too, she has a daughter. And she's like, I don't want to, I want to be strong for my daughter. And she still has such a sense of humor. I saw her
right.
at Jimmy Kimmel promoting her
She
memoir.
does.
And I'm so excited to read it because she goes all the way back to her childhood and talks about her love of acting. But it's hard because she said dance was a really big love for her too, and she can't move like that anymore. So she's such an inspiration, but she has such a good sense of humor. And yeah, she hasn't lost that throughout everything.
And when I watched this year, Dead to Me, because you told me to
Yeah.
watch
I
Dead to
loved Dead
Me,
to Me.
I loved it. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. And I remember,
Really? I thought it was great.
yeah,
And that was her last role, I think.
right. And like during filming is when she found out that she could not move. And she said she was so grateful to all the support of everyone's like, we will help you move. We will help you finish this. We will help you do this. This is important. So, you look at that, you look at Selma Blair, you look at Jamie Siegler, it's not in their DNA to do drugs or to kill themselves. There's so much suicide lately with people with mental illness, and just so many different things happen. Like that one boy from one of the shows, he's now homeless. The one that was from one of the Disney channels,
Oh, from Nickelodeon, from Ned's
Nickelodeon.
Declassified.
And
Yes,
it,
there's an
some of
actor.
it just happens. It
It's
just
so sad.
happens.
I mean, Martin Short's daughter was
Oh,
so crazy. We found out she shot
oh.
herself. And
Well, I didn't know. Wait, wait. I know she shot herself, but she was a social worker. There's
yes,
more you found out.
well, no, she was a social worker working on a mental health campaign, fundraiser charity when she died about getting rid of stigma around mental health. That's what she was working on in her work. And then there was a note found near her.
And what did the note say?
They didn't reveal it, but her neighbor said there was no indications, even though you never know. But she said she was always so friendly and had music and had friends over and so sad for Martin because he lost his wife in 2010, I think, from ovarian cancer. And
Right.
this was his only daughter. He has two sons too.
Were they
So
all adopted? All three were
I don't
adopted?
know.
Or
I didn't even know any of them were adopted. Were they
yeah, I
all
think they're all
adopted?
adopted. I think they were all adopted.
So, I mean, I feel awful for him. And again, this is someone else in the veil of comedy, right? Robert Cardine, Martin Short, you think of Robin Williams. It's just so sad when people are struggling. And then also when you're known as the funny person and you're known as a comedian and
I know. I
Anthony
know.
Bourdain. I mean, there's so many suicides that I feel, I mean, it always catches me off guard.
It really does. And, when people have accidental overdoses, that's sad, but you're like, they didn't mean to do it. When people directly do it, I feel like there's a different stigma. How do you feel about that with suicide? Do you feel it's a different, like, it's not good either way, but if someone's doing drugs and they want to survive, but it's just accidental, how do you feel that the people look at Hollywood on that versus like, do you feel people are more compassionate towards the
Yeah.
people that
I
are
feel like
accidental,
sometimes,
just more angry at the people that are doing it?
maybe. I feel like it's both. I feel like suicide, they might be more compassionate, but then people might think that's more selfish versus drugs. They might think, oh, it was an accident, but then others will say, oh, that's what you get because you did drugs. It wasn't like you had, but it's all connected. Drugs and mental illness are all tied together. So I feel
Yeah.
like there should be no stigma around any of it because it's all people suffering. And that's the
The
result.
thing I always wonder when I worked with clients and my dad, I'm always just so amazed about the suicide part because they know they've seen stories recently, especially when you're in Hollywood. And so she knows her dad's a big Hollywood guy. She knew what it would do to her dad. You're in that much pain that you can't put yourself to try and just reach out for help and tell your dad, I don't want to die. I want to live, but I feel so depressed. Like, it's just so sad that they feel they have no choice. And then you look at the people like it's Christina Applegate, who is suffering. So she said she's in physical pain all the time. And yet she's not taking her life. She's is a certain positivity, there's a certain mindset. The
Right.
mind is such a scary thing because you would look at someone like that and say, wow, well, if she did it, like Robin Williams did it, he was suffering. It's not saying it's right, but you can kind of understand
Oh,
it.
right, because he
When
had
you,
Lewy
but when
body.
you have someone like this woman that's a social worker, and she didn't say she was dying or anything, right? She was just felt like she didn't have anything to live for. To feel that type of
Right.
pain,
I mean, they in their minds they really believe like, oh, people are going to be better off. I'll be better off. It could be a mental break. It could be a split second decision. It's so crazy. It's so sad. You never really know. And yeah, then other people see that and then they feel the same and they're like, well, she couldn't make it. I can't make it. But yeah, it's interesting because there's people who are dealt incurable diseases and they're still fighting versus someone who's perfectly
right?
healthy physically but has mental challenges and sees that as the only way out.
Right,
It's so
right.
sad. I feel like there's been a lot of death in Hollywood. I hope we can turn this
Which
podcast around
I
and
know.
not recap everything that's so sad.
It's so sad. Like Twitch too. He did the same thing, left his family and everything. So yeah, it's just been, I feel like 2026, there's been a lot of negativity. Of course, tomorrow I think is the SAG Awards. So that'll be
Yeah.
fun, right? I
Yeah,
think
that'll
this.
be fun. Tomorrow's the Actors Awards. So we'll see who's winning there.
So every week we decided, since there's been such negativity, we want to end with something positive that we bring to the podcast. So I'm going to go first and talk about my situation, and then Elzer is going to discuss with you guys what she found fun or positive. It could be funny or positive. Mine is because it's so close to my heart, my love for dogs, of course. And there's a story that was written, it's a true story. This woman that was a dog walker, and she decided that she hated her job, stopped doing her other job, did dog walking full time, and then developed her own bus with like little pet like symbols. And she does like doggy daycare and picks them up and brings them to a piece of land. Like she created a park on her family's property. So she must live like on a farm or something in Wyoming. And all these dogs, she's got about 65 clients now that she brings to this property, picking them up like a school bus. And
That
it's the
is
cutest
so
thing.
cute.
Like the pictures are adorable. Maybe you could put them on the podcast.
Yes.
I don't know if you can show them. That
Yes.
would be really cute. It's adorable. So all these dogs, different breeds, being picked up in the school bus by her and then brought to her family's property. So I thought that was just adorable.
That is so sweet. I'm going to add photos in here. Yeah, photos will be up right now. That is adorable. Mine is actually an update. So, as you all know, I had a spider that I found living in my apartment, and I could not kill him, Spike, because he's a living being. I received a really sweet email from someone who works at PETA, and she listens to the podcast and she said, thank you so much for not hurting the spider. And you can let Debbie, your mom, know that spiders don't harm. Very rarely they'll bite, and that most house spiders are totally normal. And that if I wanted to know the breed of my what she called new roommate, I could send them a picture and they would tell me. Now, I haven't seen Spike. He crawled away. I don't even know where he is. I was sad. His web isn't like there's no web really. So I think he might have gone like through the crack somewhere else. And I hope he's having a great life. I promise PETA, I don't know what happened. I literally, he crawled away. But that was so fun that PETA thanked me and they were happy that, and they're like, yes, how scary would that be for Spike to see a giant, aka a human, coming towards his home? So I felt good. PETA reached out, and I'm glad people heard about my spider.
And the best part is that we have people listening.
And we
Like,
have
I
listeners
mean, like, would this woman have listened, honestly, if you didn't write the word spider?
in the caption. I know
It's
I'm
so
starting to
funny. I
think I
mean,
need to like label every podcast episode with like something that'll draw in listeners. Like Spider, PETA will be on us. Clothes, Shoppers Anonymous will find us.
yeah,
Like I gotta really get the ball going with this.
it
So
was really funny and really, really nice to have
it's so
somebody
nice and it was so
like from a prominent field, who cares about the animals. I don't
yes,
know, the spider's not an animal, it's an insect, but still,
they all care. It's any
they all
living being.
care.
PETA protects against everything. So
Yeah.
that was really fun.
And
But
that's a great message to end on.
yeah,
Positivity going forward. We're going to have a positive podcast. Of course, sometimes we have to negative stuff, but we're going to always end on a positive note.
yes, PP people, PP,
PP.
PP.
Just like
Bye.
Penny, my dog. I call her Penny Poo, PP.
PP, Penny
Yeah.
Poo, positive
And Swiper.
podcast.
She's a swiper. But
She's a
anyway,
naughty one.
she's so, oh my gosh, give me a run for my money. Well, we've got fun podcast endings on a great note, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.